Diego for 40 years and has studied healing for over 35 years. Her initial training at the First Spiritualist Church in San Diego included classes in spiritual healing, universal laws, and mediumship. Rev Debra was ordained at the First Spiritualist Church in October of 1992 and served in many appointments as well as pastor. She has a long history with Harmony Grove, reading psychic fairs and teaching at institute classes. Rev Debra has taught many spiritual subjects in psychic development, including universal laws, angel kingdom, tarot, chakra, and aura, and is a Reiki master. She is currently our pastor at First Christian Spiritualist Church here in National City, lecturing monthly and offering healing and mediumship and meditation classes. We are co-creators with Spirit to express in love and joy the message of our soul. Say yes to God. It's my pleasure to introduce Rev Debra Desmarais to the platform.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Golly, it is gorgeous out there, and we had all that wonderful rain that we need, right? Glad I remembered last night about it. Again, the patio furniture. And when I turn on music in my car all week, I was getting songs about stars. And so we're going to talk about the holy breath of consciousness today. And I kept looking and thinking, oh no, they want to talk about something else, this, that, whatever. And no, I want to talk about the holy breath of spiritual consciousness. Take a deep breath all the way in and release. Let that flow through your whole body all the way down, cleansing, clearing, and grounding you. I want to start with the little blue note that we got from Rev Deborah Young last week when she was here lecturing. Right? You are a divine sparkle. She always has something wonderful for us to share and remember and bring into our lives. And so I'd like you to close your eyes and just drink in these words. And most of all, believe them. There is no soul exactly like you. You are unique, beautiful, and created by the divine. Like a multifaceted diamond, you sparkle in different facets and in many ways. Appreciate the special ways you radiate your light in small and big ways. You can feel this divine sparkle inside of you. So let it fill you and warm your heart with an overflow of divine love. Your sparkle will shine its light to show you the way to share your divine uniqueness with your friends, family, and community. Be the divine sparkle that lights up the world. You are the divine sparkle. And that's sweet. Take a deep breath all the way in and out. Today we're reading from the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ, and chapter 44. The Greek philosophy was full of the pungent truth, and Jesus longed to study with the masters of the schools of Greece. And so he left his home in Nazareth, crossed the Carmel Hills, and at the port took ship, and soon was in the Grecian capital. Now, The Athenians had heard of him as a teacher and philosopher, and they were glad to have him come to them and they might hear his words of truth. Among the masters of the Greeks was one, Apollo, who was called the defender of the oracle and recognized in many lands as the Grecian sage. Apollo opened up for Jesus all the doors of the Grecian lore, and in that Areopagus he heard the wisest masters speak. But Jesus brought to them a wisdom greater far than theirs, and so he taught. Once in the amphitheater he stood, and when Apollo bade him speak, he said, Athenian masters, hear. In ages long ago, men wise in nature's ways sought and found the place on which your city stands. Full well you know that there are parts of earth where there is great beating heart. Its great beating heart throws heavenward etheric waves that meet the ethers from above, where spirit light and understanding like the stars of night shine forth. Of all the parts of earth, there is no place more sensitized, more truly spirit blessed than where Athens stands. Yea, all of Greece is blessed. No other land has been the homeland of such mighty men of thought as graced by your scrolls of fame. A host of sturdy giants of philosophy, poetry, science, of art were born upon the soil of Greece and brought to mankind, to manhood in your cradle, of pure thought. I come not here to speak of science, of philosophy, of art. Of those, you are the world's best masters here. But all your high accomplishments are but stepping stones to worlds beyond the realm of sense, are but elusive shadows flirting on the walls of time. But I will tell you of a life beyond, within, a real life that cannot pass away. In science and philosophy, there is no power strong enough to fit a soul to recognize itself or to commune with God. I would not stay the flow of your great streams of thought, but I would turn them to the channels of the soul. Unaided by the spirit breath, the work of intellection tends to solve the problems of the things we see and nothing more. The senses were ordained to bring into the mind mere pictures of the things that pass away. They do not deal with real things. They do not comprehend eternal law. But man has something in his soul, as something that will tear the veil apart, that he may see the world of real things. We call this something spirit consciousness. It sleeps in every soul and cannot be awakened until the holy breath becomes a welcome guest. This holy breath knocks at the door of every soul, but cannot enter in until the will of man throws wide the door. There is no power in intellect to turn the key. Philosophy and science both have toiled to get a glimpse behind the veil, but they have failed. The secret spring that throws ajar the door of the soul is touched by nothing else than purity in life, by prayer and holy thought. Return, O mystic stream of Grecian thought, and mingle your clear waters with the flood of spirit life, and then the spirit consciousness will sleep no more, and man will know, and God will bless. When Jesus said thus, he stepped aside. The Grecian masters were astonished at the wisdom of his words. They answered not. Greece holds a special place in many people's hearts that I know. And now we have one of the answers, that Greece was a country, the one democratic country in the world at that time in history that encouraged her citizens to think for themselves, to look at the world with more meaning. To search for one's destiny or truth was paramount. In verse 9, full well you know that there are parts of earth where its great beating heart throws heavenward etheric waves that meet the ethers from above. These are vortexes, the energies of the earth. And Jesus was reminding the Athenian masters of the beating living heart of Mother Earth, just as we have our circulatory system for our blood that flows through our bodies, providing oxygen and nutrients, or cleansing unneeded products away from the pulsing of our hearts. Earth also has streams and underground rivers, especially the Amazon, for healing and purifying itself. And us with the pounding or the drum of her heart. A baby knows its mother's heartbeat. Nothing can comfort or soothe a baby like this loving, familiar connection to life. We feel the nurturing presence of Mother Earth in meditation. These ethers are also felt by the stars in their stillness and are important in the universe. As we are blessed by certain stars, Earth blesses them also. In verse 10, where spirit, light, and understanding, like the stars of night, shine forth. Jesus knew there was much more to a star or a human being than its physical aspects or workings. The stars do bless us with their special ethers, also as a global unity. Also blesses them with our special earth ethers. We've heard from many sources that our planet has been watched, protected, helped by otherworldly creatures, angels, devas, and here the elementals. Have we wondered as we sing the special childhood song, Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. I'd like to mention a beautiful book that I found years ago by Virginia Assini. She's written a few, and Irving First. And they ask, have you ever felt the stars calling to you? It's a book that I wanted to do a class on, but in my reading it said this is not to be presented as a class. This is for each person on their own individual journey and travel to take the time with each of the blessings of the stars, because each one has its special energy, its special blessing for you, and you go through exercises and ceremonies with invocations, with bringing in that energy even deeper, that each person will take their own time in strengthening that blessing. Arcturus has the blessing of hope. And Reverend Anthony referred to hope this morning, which is very sweet, because Arcturus sends us the blessing of hope, knowing all things are possible. Polaris, breath, and we know how important. We're always talking about breathing. I started the lecture with it. And Polaris brings us the breath of helping to release past limitations. Pleiades brings us the blessing of love, to help us safely open our heart chakras. Vega brings us the blessing of compassion, to use for ourselves and for others. Betelgeuse gives us the blessing of soul awareness. Rigel brings us the blessing of integration of matter and spirit. Sirius brings us amplified and glorified Christ consciousness. And this is Energy Blessings from the Stars, again, by Virginia Cini and Irving Forrest. And so when we look up at those stars, I used to love to, when you're out in the desert and there are no city lights to block that, and it's just millions of stars. It's so beautiful. And once I looked up and I could swear I saw something in the stars written in Hebrew, and I didn't know what it meant. It's driving me crazy. But there's a message. There's always a message there for you. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. The stars that led the wise men that they had been tracking and looking for, that brought them to Jesus. They knew about it years before the star manifested. Okay, verses 21 and 22. The senses were ordained to bring into the mind mere pictures of the things that pass away. They do not deal with the real things. They do not comprehend eternal law. But man has something in his soul, something that will tear the veil apart, that he may see the world of real things. The word spirit in Latin means breath. Look about you today and see all the focus on the breath, yoga, meditation, health articles, to be aware of how we breathe. Deep breaths to calm us down, to think more clearly. Breathing deeply opens up the cosmic consciousness of blessings, to receive new thoughts, new ideas, to receive solutions. Breath opens the heart. Breathing is essential to life and is depicted in the symbolic tarot as the first major archetype of the Fool, meaning flawless, or literally a bag of wind, meaning the journey that the spirit is now choosing to undergo takes a leap of faith into the unknown, into the materialistic physical world, as that baby takes that deep breath, embodying a soul to learn lessons for his or her physical being. How many times in our own journey have we heard, read, or thought that we are spirit first, enveloped in a human shell for this experience? We are God's breath, and we breathe God in all our thoughts, words, and actions. All is perfect according to our choices: to know God, to be with God, to love God, to be in God, or in divine God. All we need to do is breathe. He's closer than the air. Focus on your breath, how it feels in your body, and where it seems to get stuck. Okay. Then fill that area with breath. Breathe into all your parts that you complained of last week. Fill them with love. Send loving breath to all your aches and pains, and open up to God. Open up to love. Experience the higher consciousness Jesus spoke of, reminding us in each moment of our global connection to Heart, Mother Earth, when we simply allow ourselves to be. Verse 16, but I would tell you of a life beyond, within a real life that cannot pass away. This is remembering our spirit self that is resilient to all physical things. Our spirit reminds us then of who we are and the beauty we have within, more precious than earthly jewels. We have our jewels within. Anybody want to guess? The jewels within? That's right. Thank you, Reverend Rosie. Someone's paying attention in class. Our chakras of light and love, there are jewels within. And they show us our soul's progress in this present personality. And verse 23 to 26, we have, the holy breath knocks at the door of every soul, but cannot enter in until the will of man throws wide open the door. There is no power in intellect to turn the key. Philosophy and science both have toiled to get a glimpse beyond the veil, but they have failed. The secret spring that throws ajar the door of each soul is touched by nothing else than purity in life, by prayer and holy thought. The awareness of the breath is only as open as we choose or are prepared or willing. This is the teaching of all the great masters, avatars, yogis, teachers, meditation. Daily exercise of your spiritual awareness is meditation. Allowing yourself to be led beside the still waters is food for your soul, bringing more joy into your life and enriching your life, and thereby enriching the lives of those around you. We have to have it to give it. We have to have peace to give peace. We have to have love to give love. Jesus is asking the recognition to take place in the conscious mind of the true meaning of reality, as in what we are created and creating. He teaches that as they come to such brilliant conclusions of the philosophies, there is still that much more attainment on the upward spiral of life. The stars, the earth, their spirit has so much to say through their soul to their conscious mind. And this is to remember the importance of pure divine love in all things, seeing God in all things. And life becomes not just a philosophy, but holy. We decide in our minds by our will what to accept as reality, truth, and law in our lives. Let's take another deep breath, all the way in and all the way out. Feeling that sparkle inside. Return, O mystic stream of Grecian thought, and mingle your clear waters with the flood of spirit life. And then the spirit consciousness will sleep no more, and man will know, and God will bless. Verse 26. We choose to have faith in Father, Mother, God, to get a glimpse beyond the veil, open the door to the holy breath, and partake of the secret spring. The I Am chooses to sit in holy communion with God, all that is, in meditation, and has and gives, and so it is. Amen. Namaste.